Now, while you're here, you're meeting with a number of federal and provincial ministers. What are some of the outcomes you're hoping for?
I think, first of all, it's great to be here at a very special day, the Calgary Stampede. It's and to participate at the investment forum. I think Calgary and Alberta has been a major city for us in terms of investments. Half of our investments as United Arab Emirates have been trusted in the state of Alberta, and the talk is about the future projects, the job opportunities that we create, and how much we are impacting the local economy and enhancing the bilateral trade between the United Arab Emirates and Canada.
It's my understanding that the UAE has about $30 billion of investment in Canada at this point, but it comes as we have seen a number of foreign companies and countries pulling out or lessening their footprint here. So is the UAE planning on increasing their investment here?
I think yes. UAE have decided to increase its investment. I chair Nova Chemicals, and we decided to invest an additional $2 billion in the expansion that we are doing at Corona, where we are expanding it by 50%, and we are also building an AST2 plant here in Canada. So we are growing our business, and I think also if you look at the other investments, which is Taka North, many companies have pulled out their investments in the gas, but they have stayed. So I think for us, we are long-term investors. We look at the long-term relationship with the country, and we try to benefit the economy, but at the same time make a decent return for us as well.
Fair enough. Now, I also have to ask, there's no plans to invest in the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion project, is there?
No, we're concentrating our investments on the technology that we have or we can influence, and petrochemicals is one of the technologies that UAE have invested in, whether it's in the polyethylene or polypropylene, and we feel that we have a knowledge and a technical advantage to invest in this technology and in those projects. So we're concentrating our investments on the downstream and on the petrochemical business.
Many have complained or criticized Canada for our lack of market access and our regulatory environment. Do you think we're shooting ourselves in the foot at some point, given that we have such an abundance of resources here?
No, I think there has been significant improvements, and we've been watching. We've been investing in Canada for the past 10 years, as you know, and we have gradually increased our investments. We wouldn't do so if the government was not introducing incentives and incentivizing us to grow our investments. Okay. Promotion of investments is another thing. I think many of the things that I learned today at the forum is I didn't know about. It's not Canada is known for its natural resources, but some of the high-tech companies that are existing in Alberta, I didn't know about, and I think the plans that the government is putting are good plans, but it needs an international promotion. And I advised them in my talk today that they need to spend more time and more efforts in promoting the business in Canada.
Well, we also have to talk about OPEC and your role in that. And of course, U.S. President Donald Trump has been repeatedly criticizing OPEC for not keeping oil prices lower. How would you respond to that?
I think, first of all, when a major producing country speak, we listen. As when a major consuming country speak, we listen. We listen to the United States, we listen to China, we listen to India, and we have done, I feel, in OPEC and non-OPEC, a good step forward by deciding to reduce the unconformity, the conformity level of the original cut back to the 100% level. So what does that mean? That means bringing back almost a million barrel to the market, and we are actively working on that through the Joint Monitoring Committee, the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee. So OPEC and non-OPEC are doing their part, I feel. It's just the market needs time, and we are monitoring the market. But there are things outside our hands, the geopolitics, as well as how much production is coming from the shale oil and the Canadian sand. These are information that we don't have and we don't know, and we cannot predict. So I think it's unfair to say that OPEC is not doing its part. OPEC is doing its part, and also if there is a requirement for further actions, we have a mechanism for additional meetings. We are going to meet again in December, and if there is a requirement for an extraordinary meeting, we can always meet as OPEC and non-OPEC countries. There is a mechanism, there is a decision, and there is an intervention happening from OPEC and non-OPEC, and I think we need to just give it time to enter the market and affect the market.
So right now there are supply disruptions when it comes to Libya, Venezuela, Iran. Is there enough right now for OPEC to step in and fill those voids?
I think if you look at the unused capacity or the extra capacity that some of the member countries fortunately have, you would see that we have significant volumes. Saudi Arabia, you're talking about significant volume in Saudi Arabia, a capacity that can be increased. In the United Arab Emirates, we have around between 400 to 600 at the end of the year that can be used. Kuwait have an additional capacity. So I think we have enough capacity to deal with this year and any interruption or lack of production that comes this year. What we don't want to have is an overproduction or an underproduction. So if there is an underproduction, OPEC will step in and it will try its best with all of the capacity it has to balance the market. But we don't want to overdo it. If we overdo it, then we are creating a bigger problem, a problem similar to the one that we faced in 2014 when there was too much oil in the market.
Fair enough. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of Stampede.
Thank you.